Hey, HSE study family, the line was down. He thought it would be quicker to fix it without shutting it off. It was the last mistake he ever made. In a split second, a worker trying to save a few minutes lost everything because of a lockout tagout failure. LOTO violations are deadly, and they leave coworkers haunted. Stick with me, because today we're diving into a real OSHA incident to master lockout tagout and keep you safe. Welcome back to HSE Study for your ultimate guide to workplace safety. Today we're unpacking a tragic lockout tagout violation in a manufacturing plant that cost a worker his life and left his team broken. This isn't just about passing an OSHA training test, it's about making sure you and your coworkers go home every night. We'll cover what went wrong, what OSHA found, and how to prevent this heartbreak. Subscribe now so you're always ready to stay safe. Let's face the grim reality. LOTO violations are a leading cause of workplace deaths. OSHA reports thousands of LOTO citations every year in the U.S., with manufacturing plants like automotive or food processing facilities being high-risk zones. Workers get crushed, electrocuted, or mangled because someone skips locking out a machine to save time. I've heard stories that hit like a gut punch. A mechanic caught in a press because no one tagged it out. A father who never came home because a machine started unexpectedly. These aren't just numbers, they're real people with families and dreams. When LOTO is ignored, companies face massive OSHA fines, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and lawsuits that can shut them down. But the worst part? The emotional fallout for coworkers who witness it or blame themselves for not speaking up. That's why lockout tagout is a cornerstone of workplace safety. So, what is lockout tagout and why do workers skip it? LOTO, under OSHA's 29 CFR 1910.147 standard MOS standard, is a safety procedure to control hazardous energy, like electrical, mechanical, or hydraulic, by shutting down machines, locking them with a padlock, and tagging them to prevent restarts during maintenance. It's simple. Turn off the power, isolate it, lock it, tag it, release stored energy, and verify it's safe. But when workers rush or think they can quickly fix something, they bypass LOTO, believing it's safe. This overconfidence, driven by pressure to keep production moving, leads to tragedy. Research shows that LOTO violations often happen because workers underestimate the risk or lack proper training. OSHA's data confirms it's one of the top cited violations, with over 2,000 citations in 2023 alone, costing millions in fines and countless lives. Let me tell you about a tragedy that still stings. In an Illinois manufacturing plant, a 35-year-old worker named Mike was on the night shift when a conveyor belt jammed. The line was down, costing money, and the pressure was on. Mike, a skilled technician who'd fixed it before, thought he could clear it without shutting down the machine. His co-workers later said he'd done it before. Everyone had to keep things moving. But this time, the machine restarted, pulling Mike into the rollers. He didn't survive. OSHA's investigation found the company failed to enforce LOTO procedures and provide adequate training, citing them for a willful violation and a $150,000 fine. The report noted no lockout devices were used and the machine wasn't de-energized. Mike's coworkers were shattered. One quit, unable to cope with the guilt of not stopping him. Another said the sound of the machine still haunts her dreams. The team's morale collapsed and the plant struggled to recover, all because saving a few minutes seemed worth the risk. Let's break it down, because I want you to be a LOTO expert. LOTO starts with a written, equipment-specific procedure. Every machine needs one. Step 1, shut off the power. Step 2, isolate all energy sources, like electrical or hydraulic. Step 3, apply a personal lockout device. Only you hold the key. Step 4, tag it with your name and a warning. Step 5, release any stored energy, like pressure or heat. Step 6, test to confirm the machine is dead. OSHA requires training for authorized workers who apply locks and affected workers nearby. Never skip a step, even if the boss is pushing for speed. If you're not trained, demand OSHA training. It's your right. And if you see someone bypassing LOTO, call it out. It's not snitching, it's saving lives. One tip, do a quick mental checklist before touching a machine. Ask, is it locked, tagged, tested? It takes seconds but saves lives. Here's the deal. Saving time never saves lives. LOTO violations in manufacturing are preventable, but they keep happening because of overconfidence and poor training. We've covered PPE and confined spaces before, but LOTO is just as critical for accident prevention. By following every step, you're not just avoiding OSHA fines, you're ensuring no one carries the guilt of a coworker's death. Let's build a safety culture where no one risks a life to save a minute. So, HSE study family, what's your best LOTO tip? Ever seen a close call with a machine? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every one. If this story hit you hard, smash that like button and share it with your crew. Let's keep learning, stay safe, and make every workplace accident-proof.